Hi, I'm Dakota, and I'm here with the Patch Office here in Spencer, West Virginia. Today we're going to be continuing our code lessons on Scratch. Today we're going to be making our own clicker game. Let's get started. First, we want to open up our web browser and go to Scratch. Then we want to go to the Create tab. So once it loads here. Now for this, we're going to need 3 sprites. We can have 4, but that one's optional, but we're going to do 3. So we're going to get rid of our cat here. We're going to choose 3 different sprites. So let's choose a beach ball, a basketball, and let's do a baseball. We can have any 3 sprites we want. So we're just going to use these 3. We'll have different codes for each of our sprites, so every time we click on these, we'll have empty sprites. So for sprite number 1, we want to always have our green flag for when we start it. And we're going to be making our own variable, which is our score. So we're going to go here, make a new variable, type in score. Then we want to go to the control. We're going to have the repeat block as well for this. Not the repeat, the forever block. My mistake. Then we're going to have it go to a random position. And we're going to have it wait a second for every position it goes to. So now we gotta go down here to set variable, and we're gonna have to set it to 0. So we have our first code ready to go. So now we need to make our second code for our beach ball. So we need another green flag, and we need it when it's clicked. When clicked, we want it to play a sound, like a pop sound or a basketball bounce sound if we want it. And we want to change the score by 1. So we want to have it change score by 1. So every time it is clicked, our score will increase. So let us stop this. Now we want to work on our second one. We can change its costume if we want to. All we have to do is go to the costume tab and edit. So we can change it to a blue basketball if wanted. Once we have that done, we want to do the same thing we did over here with the beach ball. So we want to have our green flag. We want to have our score set to 0. Then we want our forever block. We want our random position and our wait 1 second. Now here we need to do the same thing again with the when clicked. We need to play its sound, and we need to change its score by 1. Sprite number 3, do the same thing, have our set, have our change, have our when clicked, our forever block, our random position block, and then the when clicked, play sound, or you can record your own, which we are not going to do. We're just going to use what we have here. And we're going to have a change, of course. Now we can add in a 4th sprite if we want to. We can add in something for our music, so we can add in, per se, a radio. And we need to change our backdrop to something that would match our theme. So we have like a fall theme going. So we need like a beach, a basketball, or a baseball. So we're just going to use this Malibu beach setting. Now we're going to go to our radio. We're going to code it to do our own thing. So we need our green flag, of course. Going to need our forever block. I have it wait a second before it activates its own code. We're going to have it switch costumes as it plays sounds. So we can go from radio A, which it did first sprite here, to radio B, which has little notes added to it. So we're going to have it switch between radio A, and then we're going to play a sound between it. So we have a long list. We're just going to use the bass sound. We're going to have it switch its costume to its second. Let's go ahead and switch it back to number 1, and let's test this one. And our sound is playing. Now we want it to wait again and have it keep switching costumes, but we can have it switch the backdrop as well. So we want to wait 1 second, or we can time this to wait 4 seconds. We're going to have it change backdrop. So we're going to go to looks. We're going to have this. We're going to have selecting a new one, and we're going to go to Beach Rio. So if we go back to radio, we want to go to Beach Malibu and have it continue going. So we want to go to switch costume to radio A, play its sound, grab radio B, wait a second, and then continue going. So we can actually have our backdrop set back to Malibu, and it will repeat after all that. Now we do want our score to reset every time, so every time we have our green flag clicked, our score will be changed. Now we can create our own sprite and have it broadcast a message. So we're going to go over here to the text box. We're going to type in "you win." Since you win, we're going to drag it into the middle so it's lined up. And then we're going to have this coded as its own. So we're going to have broadcast, and we're going to have a new message. So when we receive "you win," so when I receive "you win," we're going to have it show up, and then we're going to have it stop everything. So we want to stop all. Now when we want this to start, we want this to hide. So we want to go to the green flag, go back up to looks, scroll down to hide. So when we click it, it goes away. Now we can have our broadcast from any sprite, so we're just going to put it here with the radio. So we're going to have this. We're going to have our variable. And we're going to have wait until. We're going to have our score equal. So we're going to go down here to score. We're going to type in 10. So when the green flag is clicked, and we're going to wait until a score equals 10, broadcast this. So when we hit our score of 10, it should broadcast our message and it stops everything. So hopefully this inspires you guys to create your own click game. And this was our code lesson for our click and point game.